Okay. Hi, so recording for hips. This was a request, specifically hip flexors. And this video would be nice if you wanted to accompany it with back bends or a simple vinyasa. Okay. All right, so we'll get started. And you need a block, and if you don't have a block, something that resembles a block in shape and size, you could even choose a pillow. So please begin coming onto your back. And keep the feet on the floor with the knees bent. And we're going to keep the left foot down and hug the right knee in. And just feel the lengthening you can create along the low back. You might feel into the compression on the right side, and it might feel good, and it might actually feel not good. It's an interesting sensation there sometimes to hug in. Release, do the other side. And keep that right foot planted. All right, go ahead and release, grab your block. And I want you to take your block on like a medium height, so lift your hips. And get the block underneath the sacrum. And if medium is not comfortable, take it low. Keep your left foot planted and hug your right knee in. I know you might begin to feel now a little bit more lengthening occur along that top of the left thigh. You can think about lengthening the knee away from the hip. Release. Right foot plants, left leg draws in. Good. So again, thinking about creating some length along that whole femur. So right knee extends away from the hip. All right, please release. Arms by your sides. Walk your feet in just enough that you can lift up off your block and put the block to the side. So we're going to stay lifted here. So take a nice big full breath in, full breath out. So you're already engaging a little bit into the glutes and hamstrings. Get a nice foundation with the left foot and draw the right leg in. Now you can keep your arms down for a little more balance if you want. You don't have to hug in too close, but you can take the hands to the shin. Good, release, right foot down. Keep the hips lifted, left leg in. Again, you can keep the arms on the floor, or you can bring the hands to the shin and draw in. Good, release, and come all the way down. Okay, just rock a little bit side to side. And as you rock, what I want you to notice is, as you rock the hips left, take that right knee and lengthen it away from the hip. Come to neutral, rock the hips right, take the left knee and lengthen it away. So it becomes not just a windshield wiper action, but a lengthener. So lengthening the knee away from the hip. Good, one more time each side. Good, and then come to neutral. All right, from here, inhale, lift back up into bridge. Keep your left foot planted. Draw the right leg in. So we're actually creating a little bit of work for the hamstring and the glute as we get that lengthening. So I'm going to have you keep your arms on the floor, but then stretch that right leg straight. Lift your hips even higher and see if you can reach that right foot like you could tap the floor behind you. Good. Rebend the knee. Foot down. Keep your hips lifted. Full breath in. As you exhale, hug the left leg in. So you can keep the knee bent or stretch the leg straight, flex your foot, lengthen the left foot towards the head, and stretch the right leg away. Good, rebend, foot down, and come all the way down. Good, and rock your hips, and as you drop like the legs side to side, again, think about lengthening out through the femur bone. All right. So coming back to neutral, you can repeat what we just did or take a different version here. So it's like a half shoulder stance. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, draw the low belly in, activate through the abdominals, lift up, and get your hands to support the low back. So you want the shoulder blades firm onto the floor, so there's really no weight on the neck. So from here, I want you to begin to stretch that right foot down towards the floor. So we'll start with that left knee bent. And what I want you to think about is extending the right leg long and letting the right foot fall to the floor. You can keep that left leg bent or stretch the left leg straight. And as you stretch it straight, maybe you feel that right foot reaching down to the floor. Good. Rebend everything. And then we kind of split the other direction. So now the left foot reaches to the floor. The right knee reaches towards the body. Option to stretch your right leg straight. And as you do that, continue to let that left foot drop down. Good. Both knees bent, arms by your side. Come on down. Plant just your left foot and keep the right leg lifted. You're going to take your right hand right at the hip crease, and you're going to take your left hand right above the right. I want you to flex your right foot, so take a full breath in. As you exhale, press your right thigh as strongly as you can into the hands and press the hands strongly back. Good. Inhale, release. And exhale, the right thigh presses into the hands press right back. Good, and release. Full breath in, last time, exhale, strong active engagement, that pressing and pushing. Good, release, stretch the right leg long, let the foot flap open, and stretch your left leg long too. Just let your hands rest by your sides. You could flap the feet in and out a couple times and then let them rest out. Okay, rebend, both knees. And then take the left leg in. So the left hand goes low, the right hand goes right above it. Flex your left foot, take a full breath in. As you exhale, press the thigh into the hands and press the hands away. Good, inhale, release. Exhale, so there's a really strong action of pressing and of pushing. Good, release. Last breath, inhale and exhale. Good, release. Stretch the left leg long, stretch your right leg long, let the feet flap open a couple times, open, close, and then let them stay open. Just let your hands rest on the hip crease. Good, so full breath in and out here. Okay. When you're ready, bend your knees. You're just gonna roll to a side. It really doesn't matter which one. So come to your side. And you can stay up on your forearm, or you can come down and make yourself a little pillow. So I'm going to have you lift your top leg, and we're not going to connect hand and foot yet. We're going to just keep that hand on the floor, keep the knee bent, and we're just pressing away. So the knee's bent, and I'm pressing that top foot as far back as I can press it. I'm allowing my torso to shift slightly forward. Good. Come on back. And drop the knee. Good. Okay. Take your time. Come to the other side. Again, you can do forearm, or you can come all the way down and make yourself a little pillow. So the top leg lifts, the knee stays bent, and we press it back. And think about lengthening from the hip crease to the knee. Good. All right, rejoin the legs, and for a moment, I want you to come onto your belly. Wiggle your hips a couple times, and then come onto your forearms. And so I want you to just take a moment and stretch from the pubic bone all the way up to the navel, and from the navel to the breastbone. So long, active lengthening for the front body. Good, and then come on down, make yourself a little pillow with the left leg, bend the right knee, and connect the hand to the front of the ankle. And if you need to go top of foot, that's fine. So from here, I want you to flex your foot and begin to actively press away. Now that active pressing away may begin to lift your torso. If that's happening, feel free to lift the thigh up off the floor and really stretch long. Good, come on down. Release. Use that right hand now as a pillow. You can do hand or forearm, let the forehead rest. I like to grab front of ankle And just press away. Now, if that begins to create a little bit of a back bend, go ahead and go with that. Good. Release down. All right, come on. And from all fours, just a moment, a little cat-cow, arching and rounding. Good, inhale, arch. And exhale. All right, from a neutral all fours, go ahead and step your right leg back. Lift your left shin up and pivot it so it's like a nice little kickstand. So we're just coming, I want you to rearrange the left hand as well. So one line, wrist to knee, coming into this kind of a modified side plank. Lift your right leg up, bend your knee, and press back. Right, you're gonna feel the glute turn on. You're gonna feel a little bit of that back bend. Good, now take your hands, grab either the front of the ankle or the top of the foot and press back. Good, release. And we'll come right to the other side. So left leg is long, right shin lifts and pivots. So I usually will I just broaden my right knee slightly further away from the left. So we'll begin. I just naturally lifted my arm. Go ahead and take your hand to your hip. Left leg lifts, bend your knee. We're just pressing it back. You're gonna feel the glute turn on. And it's like the antagonist to the hip flexor where we're stretching. Go ahead and grab the ankle and press back. Find some of the back bend here. And release. Come into downward facing dog. Good. And then come onto the knees. Just crawl your knees a little further forward and find yourself seated. So a lot of times yoga is all about stretching and just trying to get length through the hip flexors. And so what we're doing here now is strengthening. So the two really need to go hand in hand. This is where your block will come in handy. If you don't have a block, just something that looks like this shape and size. Okay, so I want you to take your block and put it low outside your right foot. So it's really like outside my right ankle. You can do hands behind you for a little support, or you can hold the hands together at the chest. Good, inhale, lift your right leg up. Now I want you to rotate open. I'm gonna show you from here when I lift up and rotate open. Okay, so from here, inhale, rotate open, stretch across, drop down, lift up, rotate back, back to neutral, and drop the heel. All right, so it's multi-steps here. Inhale, lift. Open up that external rotation, slide it across, drop it down, lift it up, slide it back, come back to neutral, and release. Good, last time, inhale. Externally rotate, slide it across, drop it down, lift it up, slide it back, neutral, and drop. All right, same thing other side. Working into the quad too. So from here, block outside the left ankle, lift up, externally rotate, slide it across, drop it down, lift it up, slide it back, back to neutral, and drop. Good, inhale, exhale, rotate, slide across, drop down, lift up, slide it back, back to neutral, and drop it down. Last time, inhale, lift, externally rotate, slide it across, drop it down, lift it up, slide it back to neutral, and release. Okay, so from here, I want you to take your left leg into, it's kind of like a half a Baddha Konasana or a Sukhasana, like a cross-legged seated position. So I want you to, you're gonna shift your weight a little bit to the left. You can take your hands and bring them together as a heart. So shift the weight left, the right leg stretches back, inhale, bring it forward, and exhale, cross it over as you take the twist. Good, release, so that right leg reaches back, we lift up, we cross it over and twist. Good, take it back, bring it forward, cross and twist, twice more. Back, forward, cross and twist, last time. Back, forward, cross and twist. Good, and release. Okay, same thing other side. Right knee is bent. Shift the weight a little bit right, hands to the heart. We stretch the left leg back, forward, across, and twist. Good, back, forward, across, and twist back, forward, across, and twist. Twice more. Good. Really tapping into the obliques here as well. Good, and release. Okay, one more exercise, strengthening the hip flexors. We're gonna go small, medium, large with the block. Bring the block back outside the right foot. Hands can stay just for a nice balance and support, or you can do hands at the heart. Instead of opening up like the external rotation with the foot, we're nice and neutral here. Inhale, lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, and drop. That was low. Bring it medium. Inhale, lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, drop, tall. Oh, that was, yeah. We went medium and small. We're going tall. Lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, drop. Not so bad. Other side. Outside the left foot, small. Lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, drop. Take it up a notch. Lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, drop. Last time, it's highest level, lift, cross, drop, lift, cross, drop. Yay, okay. Put it to the side. Bring yourself to downward facing dog. Good, bend your knees and let your hips just go a little right, a little left, a little right, a little left. All right, from neutral, right foot is forward. Come on up, don't worry about your hands, just come up to your crescent lunge. And start with your back leg straight. And now, so I've got a nice amount of that kind of natural arch in the low back. You're gonna take a full breath in. Exhale, as you bend the back knee, you're gonna find that some of that arch will decrease. I want you to come more to like a 90-90. Good, you can do your hands at the heart. If you want, arms are up. Good, let that left knee drape long away from the hip. Good, a little bit of engagement through the left glute. Exhale, release, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Good. From here, bring the opposite foot forward. So coming back, no worries about the arms as we rise up. So we've got that long back leg. Good, natural curve in the low back, full breath. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bend the back knee and let that back, I know with the black hands and black mat, it's tough to see, but my shin is hovering off the floor. You can do hands at the heart, or I like arms overhead. Think of the arms as an extension of the knee. Good, and so we're dropping the knee away from the hip, and we're lengthening the arms. Good, last breath. Release, hands down, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, keep the momentum going, coming into half moon, roll your hip open, bend your knee, and press the foot back. So use, I want you to really use a strong, active, flexed foot, knee stays bent, press that foot away. Good, last breath. And slowly release, square the hip. Step that left foot back and rise up into crescent lunge. Good. Yeah, good. So from here, taking a side bend. So I'm hoping I told you to step your right foot forward. If your right foot is forward, your right forearm comes to your thigh, and we side bend here to the right. So left arm up and over. If I didn't tell you to step your right foot forward, you're just going to do this on your left side. Good. So lengthening through the hip flexor here. And release, downward facing dog. And pause and breathe. And please step the opposite foot forward. For me, it's the left. Shift forward, come into your half moon, open up the hip, bend your knee, flex your foot, and actively press that foot away. Good, pressing that foot away to open up the hip. Good, last breath. Release, nice neutral hips. Step that leg back. Come back up into your crescent lunge. Good. And then we take the side bend. So left forearm finds the left thigh. And we reach up and over. Good, again. So I have a nice, pretty strong active back leg. All right, release, hands down, downward facing dog. Good. Let the head and neck release. Heels lift, knees are soft, feet to hands, and then come to a seat. And please grab your block again. So all the way down. If you don't have a block, this can be done with a pillow, or you can simply have the low back on the mat. So lift up. I am taking my block medium, right under the sacrum, just that bone right at the top of the butt crack. Please leave your left foot on the floor and hug your right knee in again. We've been here before. This time it's going to be just a bit different. So take a full breath. And then as you exhale, I want you to extend the left leg long. So the left heel is on the floor. And activate that leg. So don't let the leg flop open like a Shavasana foot. Toes are up, foot is flexed, heel is down, and you're super engaged. So all the action of that leg is pressing down. It's hugging in and pressing down. Good. Release that right foot to the floor. Bend your left knee. Pause for a moment. Left leg in, hug it in. Stretch your right leg long. Really activate the foot. In fact, I just found that I was like flexing my left foot too, just the same action as the right. So the muscle hugs the bone with the right leg, and the action is pressing down. So you press down through the right leg as you hug the left hip. Good, last breath. Release. Both feet are on the floor. So yogi's choice, if this is too much, you could even take it down a notch, keep it mid-height, or lift your hips and shift that block to its tallest length. All right. And this can be done again without a block. You're still gonna get a nice stretch. Stretch both legs long, reach the arms overhead, you can clasp opposite elbows, you can do like a goal post, or you can keep your arms by your sides. And just think about receiving some opening. There's quite a bit of compression in the low back here if you have the block really high. Even if it's on a lower side, there's still some compression. Good, last breath. Walk the feet back in. Lift your hips high enough to release the block. And come on down. Take your feet mat width, let your knees knock, and let your hands rest in your low belly. Good. Just another few moments here. Good, last breath. And walk your feet in towards you. Roll to a side and come back to a seat. Okay, yogis. So if this is it for you today and you're moving on to something else, just stay here for a moment. You can join the thumb and index finger together. Let's take 3 full breaths. And blink the eyes open, take the hands together. If you're moving on to the rest of the day, enjoy the day. If this is it for your practice, thank you. Namaste.